Thembi, I guess your first overall reaction to that.
Very disappointed, I think, about the results. But we still have 3 more games to go. And I think it's going to be very, very important for us to take one game at a time. I think we're still close. The other teams are playing over the weekend and we can't depend, on other teams as well. But I think we can depend on our own performance and that's what we can control over the next coming 3 games.
Left the tight playoff race, but what is your mentality going through us?
I think everyone plays to win, but it's not always the case, And I think as a group this year, we want to achieve something. And I'm saying we're going to have to take one game at a time. Obviously, we still have playoffs up at the back of our minds. It's not going to come easy. And that's why we have to give it our all in the next coming days. And I think we need this international break to go with our national teams, come back to be able to continue with the games.
Yes, international break. You're going on duty. So I guess talk about maybe the change of scenery there, what that would do getting out of Louisville a bit, and then also
Yeah, I think personally, it's always good to be with the national team because I'm away from home, away from friends. So when I get into the national team, I get to see familiar faces, I get to feel like I'm at home. And when I come back from there, I always feel that I come back with better energy, the fact that I don't miss home so much because I saw the people that I'm used to seeing. And I think everyone knows that we are almost hitting the end of the season with 3 games left now. Injuries are going to come. It's just how fresh we can work as racing to make sure that we have always a good squad to rotate for the next coming 3 days.
How much do you think fatigue from just this last 3 games in a little over a week and then had a few days off? How much do you think that played into the performance tonight?
Yeah, I think not really on fatigue. It's more mentally. The season has come and the season has gone by. Almost 3 games before we finish, and I think mentally we individually need to get ourselves in the right space so that when we come and be with the team, we all bring our energies to be able to finish the season together.
What collectively do you think the team could have done better tonight to maybe get a better result?
I think the hunger to score, looking at all the other games that we've played, we've been hungry to score. We go to halftime and we feel like we're going to get a goal. But today, personally, I think that wasn't the case. We had chances, but it's not the momentum that we used to coming. Like I say, maybe it's the mental fatigue or the physical fatigue, whatever the case may be. But I think now we have to come back even stronger. We are professionals. We have to finish the season stronger and we see what we can do in the next games.
There have been so many changes in the lineup due to injuries and obviously the World Cup, everything before that. How has that affected the team? Because, we had Davis at wide, Nadia starting in the center for the first time. They also had Corny as an added back for the first time. And how does that affect the team's ability to play collectively?
I don't think it does affect us. I think it's a matter of we have great depth in the squad. Right. Even before the World Cup, we could see Kim playing players differently, especially the ones that are not going to the World Cup, and we could see how they carried us even when we were at the World Cup to get into the final of the Challenge Cup. So I think the depth that we have in the team is very amazing. And that's why even when we have injuries, we're still strong together, and players having to play more than one position, that's great, because I think if you have players that play one position, it limits them, but that hasn't been the case for racing, and I think that's a good thing for us.
And then you're heading on international duty and you're going to be playing against Savannah. Have you guys talked about that at all or read each other about it?
Not yet. It's going to be great to play the US. I think both teams coming out of the World Cup, preparing for the individual tournaments, like the Olympics is coming. We have the Africa Cup of Nations coming. Mm-hmm. So I think 2024 is going to be a busy year for both teams. So it's great to see, after the World Cup, what we can start doing, both teams, to prepare for our different games.
Right.